age. Kid came over yesterday that we've known forever, and he's, I think he's probably 35 or 36 now, and you know, used to show cow's farce and stuff like that. And he was up at the back of the truck, and you know, for the first 20 years of his life, he'd just jump down, you know, and I saw him crawl down, and I'm like, hey. I'm like, remember when you used to just hop down there? Like, he's like, yeah, I just can't do that. He's like, you get up there and you just start thinking about it. And I'm like, you know, we probably hopped out of 1,000 back of pickup trucks all our life. And I said, I just ease myself off of it now. But even they say, like, as we age, like, our equilibrium goes. So, like, roller coasters aren't fun anymore.
Yeah. Well, I've always been afraid of heights. Even as a kid, I was like the kid screaming at other kids to get away from me when like I was like on like getting on the slide, like back away.
Back away. I need my space.
Yes.
You're taking up my air.
Yeah, I'm gonna fall. Get away. But I loved roller coasters because, well, when I was younger, I thought they were like controlled fear. So I was like, oh, this is like, you know, I'm not gonna die, but like, you know, it was really exhilarating for me. Until I found out that people actually do die. Oh, it's like, okay, never mind. But I used to love roller coasters because, like, I, you know, was terrified of heights, and then getting on a roller coaster, I was like, I had that fear, but I felt safe at the same time.
Yeah.
I've tried the stair stepper a few times. Like, I can't do this. I'm too high up.
Well, and you got to keep focused on it. You can't like check your phone and.
Yeah. I am off the ground, terrified of heights and clumsy.
And these stairs aren't going anywhere.
Yeah. And then I'm still not sure what happened. I think my doctors just were not, you know, giving me good care. And I found out I had like a predisposition to blood clots.
Oh, wow.
And years ago, my doctors didn't check it out until like COVID. But I passed out after like walking downstairs. And for the longest time, I was terrified of stairs. But I didn't have a heart attack because they can check for that.
Yeah.
But I do think it was probably a blood clot.
Wow.
Well, I tell people COVID saved my life because if it wasn't for COVID, they wouldn't have checked. Well, if it wasn't for COVID, I may not have had like as many blood clots as I did.
Yeah.
Yeah, you shouldn't have this many blood clots in your 30s.
We have to raise up a little bit for that one.
I forget who it was, but there was a professional basketball player who actually has the same issue. But he has a predisposition to blood clots. So if you ever see me walking downstairs,
just keep an eye out.
I look like a 70-year-old woman. Like, hold on, let me hold on to the rail as I take this step down. Like, it's really, you see me walking down. I like.
Do you side step down or do you do the?
I do the full. If my heels are killing me, it's the side step.
Yeah.
But like normally I do the full step, but it's like I'm never running downstairs.
Yeah. Oh. Ooh.
And I did tell my physical therapist, we were working on like, you know, strengthening my hips and, you know, feet so that I didn't have all this pain. I was like, you know, a lot of the stuff you have me doing, like this is stuff I did when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Like the stuff you do now, actually. Like he would have me walk on this foam board that was kind of thin.
Right.
So I would like walk one foot in front of the other. I'm like, oh, as a kid, like we used to love like we would jump out of the car and like go walk on something like this.
Right. Yeah.
it just kind of showed me that a lot of play that kids do is like, you know, it's really preparing you for the real
Sure.
world. We don't even
Like,
think
I
about
mean,
it.
I spend a ton of time. Like, if there's a curb that's walkable, I'll walk on the curb.
Yeah. And then he'll have me walk a certain way for balance. And I'm like, oh, so that's hopscotch. I'm paying you $90 an hour to play games, which, you know, it definitely helped.
Right.
I am the biggest shill for physical therapy. It's kind of like, I mean, I'm shill for physical therapy, but basically when I'm telling people to go to physical therapy, I'm basically telling them to like behave the way your doctor has you, or like most doctors don't have like analyze people's gait or anything like that. And I have so many people who come in and just like horrible pain. And it's like, had they just gone to like, if they went to like a physical therapist every year, and like they just kind of analyze how they move, how they said, how they, you know, lived, they would find problems more quickly, and they would experience just less pain.
Yeah. Well, I mean, just like my hip pain at one time. I mean, I'm just amazed that, you know, lucky enough, he was like, "You're dragging your suitcase wrong." That's it.
It's good you found a doctor who has that understanding of the musculoskeletal system.
Let's see, one thing good and bad about him, he is, you can't call in and say, "Hey, I've got a sinus infection, send me a Z-Pack." You know, he's one of those, "You got a sinus infection? I can take 20 minutes to see you. Come in right now."
He wants to be very thorough.
Yeah. I did a few teledoc things during COVID and stuff, and it just, I mean, I can see, you know, if it's just something very common that they, can, you know, there's always that basic stuff they do. But there was one that wanted to do my dermatologist exam over Zoom, and I'm like, I just don't think that works.
You have to have a really good camera, but then, you know, you can't really touch anything,
right?
Palpate anything. And even then, you're having to move the camera around you.
Right.
Might be the future. One day, maybe I'll do like massage.
Zoom massages. That'd be awesome.
When I'm tired, sometimes I just joke like, "Oh, I'll just go in and just take a foam roller and I just have them foam roll themselves. I'll just like watch."
I did have that massage one time where the woman, it was an hour massage, and rubbed me for maybe 20 minutes and then used her spiritual hands to go over me and kept asking me if I felt it. And I'm like, yeah, I don't.
That sounds like Reiki.
Mm-hmm.
I've never been into the energy stuff.
Yeah.
I used to be more into the relaxation massages. I actually used to be very good at them. I used to do them a lot, but I had a lot of people in 2021 who were just kind of horrible customers. I'm not sure they were just dealing with the election poorly or dealing with the pandemic poorly, but it just made me, it pushed me to a point where I'm like, you know what? I don't want to deal with anyone ever again who's stressed out. I'm not your husband, your wife.
Right.
I'm not your kid. I'm not your boss. I'm not the person who made you mad. But I used to be very good at the relaxation massage. A lot of people don't know how to relax, actually.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to call them relaxation. Mine was more like just doing something for myself.
Yeah. When I did the relaxation, I would actually like lead people to like breathing, because a lot of people don't know how to breathe properly. They don't know how to. Like I've actually worked with a lot of people who don't know how to relax.
Right.
Like I'm surprised that you can't relax because you said you have ADHD.
No, so bad. But that's why I do stuff like this to help combat and control it.
I remember I worked at Starbucks. I had a coworker with ADHD, and he refused to take his medication and would drink a lot of coffee.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well.
And he was a great guy. People loved working with him, but I had never experienced that much energy in an adult before.
Yeah, I get the zoomies bad.
It took me a while to, acclimate to him. But the first day I worked with him, I just went and sat in my car and just like shook for my lunch. I was like, he's like a 28-year-old, 4-year-old.
I tell people if they come and like stay the weekend with me, I'm like, do not try to keep up with me. You can't. You physically can't. If you want to sit on the couch, say, Joe, I'm going to sit on the couch, and that's perfectly fine with that.
I had an ex like that. Why are you so skinny? Like, oh, you consider doing Tai Chi relaxing. Not Tai Chi, you consider doing Taekwondo relaxing. Like most people consider that an exercise. They don't consider that they're like, downtime. My downtime is sitting down in front of a TV, picking up a controller, and running over hookers.
It takes me 3 hours to watch a 1-hour TV show.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Here I am thinking my dream house would have a day bed and stuff next to a waterfall.
I'll have to show you my Zen bed at the house.
Yeah, those cows they're giving you a workout.
Mm-hmm.
I can tell you're having to brace yourself with this leg a lot.
Oh yeah.
Do some scraping, so this may not be fun.
Okay. I have positive thoughts about it.
Oh yeah, that's a lot. Oh, that crunchiness.
I'm not cereal.
I normally tell people like this, I'm like, you can pave a whole driveway with all this gravel.